And I wanted to say, you can't ruin my reputation, okay? And if you can relate to this, put yourself in their shoes, right? No one can ruin your reputation but yourself. You're the only one that can ruin your own reputation. They can put lies on your reputation, right? They can defame your character, right? That's different from actually you actually going outside or doing certain types of things to ruin it yourself. But if they're just making up a lie, but they're saying doesn't add up, if that makes sense, right? It's like they're saying one thing, but they can't prove exactly what they're saying. Those are just lies. That's a made up story. They're just making it up, right? But if you actually are doing what you need to do and you like staying out of trouble, but it's like no one's perfect, so it's something to be worried about. But it's just like if they making up unnecessary stories, they can't necessarily ruin your reputation because the stories they're saying is not true. It can only be ruined if the person was putting themselves out there in a certain way to ruin their own reputation. But just because somebody lie on you doesn't mean that it's true. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like people gotta understand the difference between somebody ruining their own reputation or defaming somebody's character. Like, people don't even realize that they could be sued for defaming somebody's character because you can't back up what you're saying. And you going out there saying so and so is like this, so and so moves like this and goes around doing this and doing that, towards that person. But the person that they're saying is doing that is not actually doing those things, it's not moving like that. It can't really ruin it because there's no evidence of what they're saying. There is nothing that say, oh yeah, this over here and this happened over there. They can make it up. But when it comes down to lying, like, okay, that's just a white lie. You just made it up. You understand what I'm trying to say? So people got to understand that, no one can ruin your reputation unless you allow them to ruin it, right? So I don't really care about what people say about me because I've known a lot of people that had made up stories about me that wasn't even true. And I'm like, dang, like, how you gonna say I done did something like that? And I don't even remember me doing something like that. Like, I don't remember me doing that. Like, I don't think I ever did something like that. Like, that's crazy. I have strength and I move different. I'm a different type of like person. Like, I don't move the way the world moves. And so for people to make up these lies about me, I'm like, where is you getting this information from? Like, it'll be something that they'll do around me, and then they making it seem like I'm doing something towards them to try, keyword is try to ruin my reputation, but that's not even the case. Like, that's not what's going on. And so that's why I'm getting to the point where I just feel like I'm getting tired of people constantly keep on going around making up lies about me, saying things I feel like that's not even true. And it's just like, if you ain't got nothing good to say, if you ain't got nothing true to say, just keep it to yourself. Because trying to ruin my reputation, you're going to be wasting your time because, like I said, the way I move in a very strategic way. So I don't even let people play with me like that. So anything that you probably hear about me 9 times out of 10 is probably false. It's probably made up. It's not true at all. It's slander. And I don't care about what people are saying because, like I said, they don't have nothing to prove of what they're saying. They have no proof. And even if it's not about having proof, like I said, they just making it up. It's like somebody waking up one day and say, you know what, I'm going to just make up this about this person. It's like having a beautiful picture on the wall and throwing dirt on the wall to make the picture look bad so people can say, you see how bad the picture looks? You know what I'm saying? Say, even once you clean it up, you realize that it's actually a great picture. So because of that, I feel like I'm not fin to or I'm not going to allow people to try to break me down or anybody that believes negativity about me. They was already against me anyways because like you don't even really know me like that. Why would you believe something negatively about me? You don't know me. They come up to me and say, yeah, Josh is like this, but I don't really know Josh like that. If I wasn't a wise person, I would just believe it, but I don't know. So I say, hey, you know what? I don't really know Josh like that, so I can't really say, and I'm gonna just keep on moving forward. But nowadays, people they go by hearsay. So if you're going by hearsay, like I said, then you also fake too because you gotta realize that people make up things about people all the time. People gossip, they lie, they over exaggerate things, and they make things more bigger than what they really are. And then when the truth comes out, they can't handle it. A lot of times they can't say nothing because they've been against you for so long anyways. You know what I'm trying to say? They've been against you for so long. So if they come out and say, oh, I'm sorry, it's going to make them look bad because they know that they didn't have a reason to be against you anyways because they probably already knew deep down that it wasn't true. So at the end of the day, by me moving the way I move, no one can really ruin my reputation unless they should have forced something onto me. And if that's the case, then they can get in trouble by law by that, right? Depending on what it is. But if I'm moving a certain way, they can't really make me do anything that I don't want to do because it's like it's my choice of what I'm gonna do or not, regardless if I do good or bad. But for people to try to ruin my reputation, like I said, they can't ruin it unless I give them. It's like when you give somebody something to do something towards you. If you give somebody, this gun to shoot you, you're giving them the ability to take you down, right? So you have to give somebody something to, for them to do something towards you. But if you're not doing that, all they can do is just make up lies.